Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read Travel Become. Surprise, surprise. If you are an OG follower of our channel since the last 3 years, you might recognize this background. Yes, this is my old background, and after a long hiatus of 2.5 years, I am back to India for a while. I'm back to India for a couple of weeks. For those who don't know, I was in the US doing my masters. I was working there and I've come home after 2.5 years. I have come home. I have reunited with my treasure which you see around here. For those who have been following me since the start, you guys know how we have built this bookshelf together. All of the books that you see here I've recommended on this channel. We have talked about this channel. I've also done a bookshelf tour of these books, and you know, when I first reached my home after 2.5 years in India, I ran to this room to just see how my books were. I was that attached to them. I was missing my books a lot, and thankfully my sister, my parents have kept the books in a very nice way. They're all cleaned up in a couple of months, and all of these books are even arranged. So I saw that Murakami was arranged here, Jhumpa Lahiri was arranged here. So I'm just very happy to be back here, film this video for you guys with this original background. For a couple of videos, next 2 or 3 videos, this would be the background, and then I'll be going back to the US. But by the time I'm here, I thought let's make a video and talk about the books which I was missing a lot. Also in this video, I'll be talking about some of the books that I have got after I came to India. I visited the Flora Fountain in Mumbai. I got some books there, and I'm gonna do a book haul in this particular video. I'm gonna show you these books that I've got, and we are also going to just take a short tour of this bookshelf, just see what books I have been missing a lot, just see what collection I have. I'm doing this with you guys. I want this to be filmed on camera. That's why even I have not gone through each and every book again, so I want to do that with you. So this video is going to be very, very interesting. Make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. As soon as I landed in India, within a week I got all of these books. They were super cheap and I wanted to read all of them. Let's start discussing them. The first book is The Brain, The Story of You, which is written by David Eagleman. He has also written Incognito, if I'm not wrong. Always wanted to read about how the brain works. The best part about David Eagleman is he doesn't write too scientific. I know it's a scientific topic, but his writings are not very in-depth. They are mostly in a storytelling format, and you get to know how your brain has developed. And many people have told me to read this book, so that's why I got it. The other book which I was telling is called Incognito, which is again how your brain makes decisions. Not a long read. It's about 220 pages long, but a very important read if you're looking to learn more about your brain. Next is a very interesting book. It's called The Revenant. This is the same book on which Leonardo DiCaprio's movie The Revenant was based on. I'm reading a lot of nature and travel and the wildlife books these days because I happen to visit a lot of national parks in the US. There are almost 62 national parks if I'm not wrong in the US. I managed to visit 6 of them in my stay there, and I was fascinated with the whole wildlife aspect of the US. That's why I stumbled upon this particular book. I wanted to read more about how a man who had fought a bear in the Rocky Mountains near Missouri and Kansas, how he fought that bear and how he crawled his way when he was abandoned by his teammates, how he crawled, walked, limped in that injured halat for almost 200 miles in the Rocky Mountains. The story is about that. I've completed almost 90% of the book, and let me tell you, the movie was just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to know about how extreme a human body can endure, then this book is for you. It has got amazing elements. For example, the guy who we are talking about, Hugh Glass, who was a trapper. Trappers are people who basically hunt animals in the forest for their fur. How this man had such harrowing experiences in life, how he was once captured by pirates, how he was attacked by a grizzly bear, and the visual imagery of this book is very, very strong. I'm gonna make a separate video for all these these wildlife books, so stay tuned for that, in which I would give out a detailed know-how of this particular book. Next I got Same as Ever by Morgan Housel, who is the same writer who has written Psychology of Money. So generally all of the non-fiction books that come out in this space they talk about how things are changing, especially now with the advent of AI, how things are rapidly changing. But this book talks about something very different. This book talks about, come what may, what things will never change. For example, the human need to have a society, the human need to connect with other people, that will never go away. There are, I think, 20-25 such things, timeless principles which would never go away. Come what may, like whatever era you pick, these values, these principles were always there. Even Jeff Bezos in his Amazon meetings, in his Amazon yearly memos to all of his employees and the company, says that come what may, the customer would always want something delivered to him or her at the earliest possible. That is never going away, so they build solutions around that. So in that perspective, I got this book, and I am very excited to complete this book and again give out a review to you guys. I also got Satya Nadella's autobiography, which is called Hit Refresh. He is one of the best CEOs currently we have in the tech world, especially in the tech world. The the whole debacle around Sam Altman being fired from OpenAI and then Satya Nadella coming in, trying to poach him into Microsoft, and all of those dynamics really motivated me to pick up this book and understand how this man from India is now leading one of the world's best organizations when it comes to tech, how he has succeeded Bill Gates and how he has managed to, completely take over the enterprise. I'm just skeptical because this book seemed very technical, especially the jargon which is being used, so it might not be a great read for everyone, but people who are in tech, they might have a lot to learn from this book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this book. Next is a Murakami edition. I just found this in the bookstore and I was like, I haven't read Sputnik Sweetheart and let me get this. Again, I've heard very good things about this book. It's about a love triangle. It's about magical realism and elements in this particular love triangle, how people are connected to each other, and again there are many mystical elements. Classic Murakami surrealism. There's a deep sense of longingness, there's a deep sense of melancholy, just like all of his other books. So I'm looking forward to reading this book. The next book that I got is Bill Bryson's The Road to Little Dribbling, which is basically his travel log. He visited this small British island, if I'm not wrong. This is a book about his travels in Britain. Bill Bryson is a wonderful writer. I also got another book of his called A Walk in the Woods. I'm that fascinated with travel these days, by the way. You can pick up the book about Britain only when you are interested to know more about Britain, but everybody should read A Walk in the Woods. It's such a feel-good book. I'm almost done with this book. It's a very feel-good book. I was reading it while I was traveling to all of my relatives' place here in India. Very warm, very light-hearted. There's no drama, there's no melodrama, there's no tragedy, loss. It's a very simple story. It's a very simple story of how Bill Bryson and his friend decided late in their 50s or 60s, decided to go on the Appalachian Trail. So for those who don't know, Appalachian Trail is a very popular 2,000-mile trail on the eastern side of America. People do this trail in like 7 or 8 months. They live on the road, they stay in motels, they live in the forest. They just live like a nomad to complete this particular trail. Whatever happened on that trail, he has captured everything in this book. It's a very funny book. It's a very warm book. You can revisit it like revisiting an old episode of Friends whenever you're feeling bored or something. So that way, I love this book. Next is Manu Joseph's The Illicit Happiness of Other People. I had heard good things from one of my friends in India, and he had read this book recently and he was like, you have to read this book when we were doing book shopping. So that's why I got it. I have no idea about the plot. I just know it's about an Indian family set in Madras in 1990, and apparently it's a very dark comedy. It's a dark humor. I'm looking forward. If anybody has read Manu Joseph anytime, please let me know in the comment section. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this as well. Next is a book which I had on my radar since a year it was announced. Kanan Gill is one of my favorite stand-up comics. I have deeply appreciated his existential, dark, satirical comedy. He gives me a feeling of, a very toned down version of Kurt Vonnegut and Douglas Adams. So I was really intrigued to pick up this book as soon as this is released, and I read it in 2 days, and I have a lot to talk about this book. The next video, in fact, is going to be a detailed review, not exactly a review, a detailed know-how of what this book was. I have a lot to talk about this book because I was really excited to complete this book. I did complete it in 2 days, and yeah, so stay tuned for that video. You can make a choice if you want to read this book or not after watching that video. So please stay tuned for that video. And the next is $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozy. He's again a popular creator these days on YouTube, and I just happened to see one of his podcasts and I thought this guy is making sense. So let's check out what this book is about. He has talked about some very new principles of how you can scale up your business, how you can get new clients and also make a lot of money while giving a lot of value to your clients. I'm excited to know how things are changing these days, and apparently I heard this book is very contemporary in nature. This book is very out there right now, which is actually very relevant to whatever is going on these days. So that is why I'm looking forward to reading this book. Again, after I read this book, I will definitely talk about what's good and what's bad from this particular book. Okay, so let's start. These are the books which we just talked about. This is one section. These are two sections. This is one section, and there are more books there, but I have just excluded them right now. This is the Agatha Christie collection, which I had. ABC Murders, Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I don't have And Then There Were None, but these are the ones that I have. Then what else did I miss? Shoe Dog always has to be there. I don't know why I have these. I said that in the last video as well. I have 2 books from Paulo Coelho. Then this is the whole Percy Jackson series. There's the Harry Potter series in the cupboard there. I think this is all of Percy Jackson. I even have the last part, I guess. Into the Wild, great book. This is about Chris McCandless, who went into the Alaskan wilderness alone. Ikigai is there. The short stories book is there. Then the Little Book of Hugo, Shantaram, Mario Puzo. This is my Murakami collection. I don't know why I have Norwegian Woods, 2 Norwegian Woods. There's Kafka, 1Q84, Wild Sheep Chase, and Sputnik Sweetheart, which I just showed. My Kurt Vonnegut collection is mostly in the US. I have like 8 Vonnegut books there. 2 of them are here. While Mortals Sleep, which is a short story collection, and this is Cat's Cradle. Then what else have we got? Jhumpa Lahiri's 2 books. I have the other books in the US. Siddhartha, very, very profound book. I don't know why I read it very late. Siddhartha by Herman Hesse is very, very popular, especially in the US. People read a lot. It's a very short book and talks a lot about desires and stuff. It's very, very profound in its nature. There's a copy of Bhagavad Gita and Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. What else? Khalid Hosseini has to be there. I also have a copy of Kite Runner. Yeah, Kite Runner is here. Then what have we got? What did I miss? Mindset was a great book. Flow was a great book. Paulo Coelho's Hippie is his. It sounds like his autobiography. I'm not sure, but it's like his personal story when he was a hipster. Carl Sagan, Cosmos, amazing book. Steve Jobs, one of the best biographies out there. Again, Bill Bryson, A Short History of Nearly Everything. Very fun to know things. Very funny also at times, but very, very knowledgeable if you want to learn more about the world. I've recommended it hundreds of times. These are all Penguin classics. I have Jordan Peterson and Joshua for Moonwalking with Einstein, those books. These are again the classic ones. Let's see what have we got here. Sadhguru's book, Jay Shetty. This is a Jeffrey Archer collection, Best Kept Secret, Telltale. This is the first ever book that I had read. All of these books have started from here. This was the first book that I ever read, The 11th Commandment. Lovely book, very pacey book. Then again a Paulo Coelho, Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, the complete set. All of the books are here. We have Dune, we have The Fountainhead. Never been able to finish Fountainhead. There's Sapiens and Homo Deus from Yuval Noah Harari. This is the Jim Corbett Omnibus. Jim Corbett. These books are amazing, by the way. If you want to learn more about the Man-Eaters of Kumao, Tiger Stories, which Jim Corbett has written, all of these 3 books talk about that. 100 Years of Solitude, which is, I don't know, overrated. I have never been able to grasp what this book wanted to talk. Factfulness, biography of Elon Musk. I'm yet to read the newest Walt Isaacson version yet. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman. The Dan Brown collection. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. 100% recommended. What a book. What a satirical, funny and wildly entertaining book. Then we have Obama's recent biography. The size is intimidating, I know. What else? How Not to Be Wrong, Elif Shafak, Amish's 2 books. And just, again, we have one more, Khalid Hosseini, has to be there. Me Before You, the only like proper rom-com romantic novel that I have. Then Chanakya and Daily Life, Happiness Equation. So it's basically all a mix of books, mix of different books that I happened to read when I was developing a reading habit. So this is like my collected treasure, you could say. So that's all for this video. I hope you liked revisiting this background. I'm having a great time again reliving all the memories. This is where I started. This is where all the ideas were born for all the YouTube videos. So it's a great feeling to be back here and shooting videos again. The next couple of videos are also going to be here. By the time I'm here, I wish to shoot more and more videos. And I'm sorry if I took a time to upload a lot of videos. I was just resting, eating great Indian food when I had come back to India, to home. So yeah, please stay tuned and watch out for my next videos. I'm very, very excited to share all of these new books with all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video till here. That's all for this one. See you in the next video. Bye bye.